How's it going, everyone, and welcome to R LTTP, a series on switchover where we take a look at hidden gems which we feel people need to be more aware of. On the menu today is Loop Hero, a game created by 4 Quarters and published through Devolver Digital. At its core, Loop Hero is a deck builder, but unlike other deck builders you might be aware of like Slay the Spire where you use cards to do battle, in Loop Hero you use these cards to build out the world the main protagonist walks through. To start a run in Loop Hero, you pick a class to play as and a chapter to start on. The game builds out a random loop and then off your character goes traveling around it. This loop is empty of locations outside of your camp and basic slimes that your character auto-battles when they cross paths. Every time you complete a loop, you stop at the camp, which provides healing and a way to escape with all your resources you've collected. As you defeat monsters on the loop, you get new cards from your deck, weapons, armor, or resources. You use the cards you receive to add new locations on the path, adjacent to the path, or in the open spaces of the screen. Some offer bonuses while others generate new monsters. Placing the same or even different cards next to each other can create even new locations. Even playing too much of the same beneficial land card will generate a new way for monsters to spawn. There is a card you can add to your deck that can also allow you to destroy locations you made or monsters that spawn from it. Even using this card can sometimes alter the lands placed around the spot you destroyed. There are a lot of combinations that can be put together to create the run you want. The equipment that drops from winning battles is your way to become more powerful, and it's a race to do just that since each time you finish a loop, the monsters become more difficult. Like any game based on the old RNG though, you can often find you're not getting the gear needed to keep up. You can always escape and try again, but if I have any knock on the game, it would be that drops can be inconsistent enough to really take a great run and sour it quickly. You also collect a lot of resources while placing cards, walking through locations you created, defeating monsters, and even letting gear or cards auto-destroy from having too many in your inventory. You use these resources at the game's main camp to build back the world from nothingness, and receive permanent bonuses to help ease the future runs. The story for Loop Hero is that the hero awakens not remembering anything other than a skeleton with a staff in the sky and the universe and world around him vanishing. He makes it his task to return back the world to its rightful state. The story progresses as you beat each act, along with some additional story around the world from the creatures that you return to the world to fight and the camps as you build up between runs. This story sounds dire, but the game's dialogue does not take itself very seriously for better or for worse, but it provides you a good enough tool to continue pushing through the game to completion. One of the things I think possibly pushes people away from this game is its visuals. Screenshots on a store page like the Nintendo eShop just does not give this game any justice it deserves. In motion, it has great 8-bit visuals and sounds, and the music is truly something special, which is a must for a game of its type where the whole idea of getting stronger is doing the same thing over and over again. The deck building aspect of the game comes in between runs, where you can customize the lands and locations you want to get randomly dealt out from defeating monsters. You can also gain new powers from defeating the bosses of the acts, and you can choose whether to take those with you or not. When your character levels up on a run, it can choose from one of 3 random powers from the set you have chosen. I personally love this game and have spent countless hours playing it, that's the reason for the video, and if you've not played Loop Hero and you enjoy roguelike deck builders with a mix of RPG with gear and leveling mixed in, I highly recommend it. Loop Hero is available digitally on PC, Mac, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One S and X. It usually runs for $15, which is a great price to begin with, but can be found on sale for even less than $10 every now and then. For the physical collectors out there, it looks like there's a physical release happening this year around August 25th, which comes with an art book and soundtrack. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and also please subscribe to be notified when future games in the R LTTP series releases.